Yeah, I think one of the dangers for evangelicals is to dismiss some of the emphases that we might read in some of the New Perspective scholars. And the truth is that the cross is very much about the way in which we get forgiven and accepted by God and declared righteous, but that's not all it is. So there's more to the cross than that. So, for example, Paul in the opening chapters of 1 Corinthians talks about the cross and its entailments for how we regard worldliness. Do we act as if God saved us on the one hand through a shameful execution and then worship power and human intelligence and superiority? And Paul says to the Corinthians that the way God saved us is meant to transform our attitude to many of the values of the world, because God has judged the world through the cross. So the cross has in itself moral demands, if you like, that we just need to make sure that we don't do our own version of reductionism and reduce everything to getting forgiven when there's so many riches. What strikes me about reading Paul on the cross is that he almost never says the same thing twice. So he's got a lot to say, and I'm certainly of the view that justification is as central as anything, but it's not the only thing. And there are other things to learn from, even from the way in which God saved us, the cross.
So if the cross of Christ is substitutionary, it's, as Brian pointed out, it's also representative. Every day
indeed.
I'm dying and rising. That's the pattern of my life, and that's the pattern that baptism sets up. That there's I'm not there when Christ died. I fled. He was by himself, but also I am there when he died. I'm connected to him, Romans 6. So both are ways of teaching the cross.